In the previous video clip, I used numbered standard ACL, which prevents, I believe it was PC3, from entering this EIGRP cloud. So there are two paths through R6 the packet can come in. One is through here, E00/0.26, and also through here, which is E0/3.4. So if I try to send a ping packet from 2 to one of those networks, let's see that happen. So ping, one of the networks is 130.0.1. It works. If I try to do the same thing from PC3, so that's PC2, PC3, ping 130.0.1, we're getting unreachable because it's now being blocked by this guy, show access list 1. It blocks the 10.1.2.103. I'm going to remove that, and I'm going to say, so do show run interface E026. I'm going to remove the command that applies the access control list, E0026, no IP access group 1 in, and now we need to remove this also from the other interface. So now PC3 should be able to ping there, and it can. So now let's do the same thing, but let's use the named access control list. So I'm going to go back to R6, maybe clear the terminal, exit out from here, and I will use IP access list standard. I'll call this standard. I'll call this filter. And once I hit enter, it knows it's a standard ACL, so it only matches on the source IP address. I'll say deny packets from host 10.1.2.103, like previously, right? And permit any. So the result, the do show access list, is pretty much the same. So now I have two of them. This is not used currently because I removed it from the interface. And this one is I'm going to apply on the interface, interface 0026, IP access group, filter inbound. And I will do the same thing on 03.4, filter in. So the result is pretty much identical, but there's a little more leeway in terms of modifying stuff here. Let's see that. First, let's verify if it's working at all. So this should be okay, but this should not be okay. And it's not okay. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to modify the access control list named one by adding, so do show access list filter, adding the log to the first entry. Now I cannot add this log, but I can quickly remove. So let's just maybe clear this and do it again. I'll say access list standard filter. I will enter the standard named access control list prompt, and I will remove the entry 10, and I will replace this entry 10 with permit, actually deny, host 10.1.2.103, and log do show access list filter. Now the log has been added to it. If I want to squeeze in some entry, maybe I want to deny also another one. Maybe I want to do this 20, actually 15, deny host 10.1.2.102 log do show access list. So I can add the entry 15, which is between deny 10 and permit everything else 20, filter. Now it's added, so now PC2 cannot access that either. If I, let's say, run out of the numbers here, let's say I squeeze in so many numbers that between 10 and 20 there's no more options available, between 1 in fact and 20. Access list resequence, and I can say now my access list filter should be starting number with 10 and increment every, let's say 20 or whatever. I'll go 10, 10, 10. Do show access list filter. Now there are 10, 20, 30. And the good news is about that, if we have already used numbered ACLs, it's not all lost, because we can still use the named access controller syntax and apply the same modification to, let's say, do show access list 1. Even though it's numbered, it has the index here. So what I can do is IP access list resequence and access list number 1, because I can use for name also the number, and I will say starting number 10, actually, and maybe every 20. So do show access list 1. I have 1030. Now at 15, I can add IP access list standard 1, and I can say 15 deny host 10.1 102, actually 2.102, and do show access list 10. So I can use named IP access list syntax for modification on the fly in the numbered access controllers. And again, let's do resequence. So it starts with maybe every 10. Do show access list